Hi guys, so October 15th is today, and today is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day. So I just kind of wanted to get on here and tell my story. So when I first met my husband, I was taking the Depo-Provera shots for birth control because I was 20 years old and I just didn't know if I wanted kids yet. Didn't have any stable relationships. So when I met my husband, he told me he wanted kids. He was almost 30, and kind of our relationship took off from there. We just clicked instantly. We were in love off the bat. So I ended up getting pregnant while I was on Depo. That caused the pregnancy to just be not viable. I lost that pregnancy at 12 weeks and then tried for about a year to get pregnant. In that year, I just remember testing every single month, like right when my period was about to come, just be so let down. And my period was like constantly every month on the 16th, on the dot. So I would be testing on the 15th, the 16th, which I know is bad. But when you're in that stage of wanting a child so incredibly bad, you you test every single day just for the glimmer of hope. So fast forward to about a year of not being able to get pregnant again. I go to my doctor and I say, this is just causing an emotional toll on me. I am so depressed. All I think about is my loss, and I want another baby. I want to be a mother. So he prescribes me Clomid. I do 3 rounds of Clomid, so that's 1 round each month. And I get these awful headaches, just horrible Clomid side effects. Grouchy, mood swings, you name it. It's like being pregnant without being pregnant. So the 4th month, I'm like, what is going on? Turns out they told me to take it wrong. I was taking 3 days of pills when I should have been taking 4 days. So finally that month I got it right. And like that, I was pregnant. So I had the worst morning sickness from about 4 weeks pregnant on. Like I didn't even know I was pregnant, and I just had an awful, excuse me, can you just stop that just for a minute? I had awful pregnancy symptoms, just constantly in the bathroom, couldn't keep anything down, constantly throwing up, sorry that's kind of gross, but constantly having to pull up on the side of the road to get sick, which was fine because I was pregnant. I was ecstatic. So fast forward to 34 weeks, I finally stopped getting morning sickness. I gained 30 pounds. I hadn't gained any weight this whole pregnancy. 34 weeks, boom, 30 to 35 pounds. Okay, now we hit my due date, which was February 2nd, 2016. And I have been having contractions on and off. Nothing to admit me. So on February 4th, I believe. No, I think it was February 5th. I go to the hospital with just horrible contractions. I think I was at 2 centimeters. And they gave me a shot to go home with. So they were going to give me some pain medication and then send me home. Well, right after they gave me the pain medication, the monitors dropped. Nurses came running in. I had a decel and her heart was at about 20 beats per minute. So they flipped me on all 4s, and then they shove oxygen in my face, and my husband's freaking out. We don't know what's going on. And they're like, your baby's having decels. You earned yourself a stay. You're going to have this baby. So I am in the triage area, progressing. They're giving me Dilaudid every hour. My Dilaudid's wearing off about 15 minutes in, and I'm just having really bad back labor. And I have had back issues a lot, and hip, knee, all related issues. So I knew I was gonna labor in my back. So I was at about 4 centimeters dilated. Excuse me. I was at about 4 centimeters dilated, and the nurse comes in and she says, we're maxing you out on your Dilaudid. You aren't progressing. You're on Pitocin. You keep having D cells. And I said, I need an epidural. So she said, we don't normally give an epidural until about 5 or 6 centimeters because it can stall out labor. And I said, I do not care. I need an epidural. So she said, okay, gave me an epidural. I progressed to about 6 centimeters and then nothing. Just stalled out. Nothing. Got a little bit of rest. So we're at about the 26-hour mark of labor. And my doctor comes in and he says, you keep having D cells. You keep having to switch positions. We are gonna do a C-section. And I said, you know what? That's okay. I just want my baby to be safe, which is fine. I am a firm believer of you're a mother if you have a C-section. You're a mother if you have a natural birth. You're a mother if you have epidural. You're a mother if you're not the biological mother. Being a mother isn't how you birth your child. Being a mother is how you nurture your child, how you grow your child, how you love them. So I am rushed into an emergency C-section because, again, she was decelling. I get into the operating room. I have my epidural already, and they start cutting me open immediately. My husband wasn't in there, and I start freaking out. I swear I can feel it. I can smell like they solder like through the fat and muscle, and I could smell it, and I swear I could feel it. So all of a sudden I see a glimpse of my husband, and then I start panicking, trying to crawl my way off of the operating table. It was a scene. It was a serious scene. And mind you, I had told them before I went in that I suffer from severe anxiety. And they said, the anesthesiologist will give you something for that. Didn't get anything. So next thing I know, my anesthesiologist says, good night. And then I wake up to hearing my daughter cry. They had given me propofol and just knocked me out and delivered my daughter safely. She was cut on her face because of them rushing to get her out as soon as possible. I can insert some pictures of the cut on her face. It was like a little C on her face. And then she was born and she was placed in my lap, and from then on, I was just in love. Now we're coming on her becoming 3. We've been trying for another baby for about a year and a half. We got pregnant in April. I found out I was pregnant. And then 2 days later, I started spotting. And I thought, I know what's happening. I've been through this before. And then the doctors just said, just wait it out. It might just be, just a little bit of a side effect. And so I waited it out, and then I went on vacation and I miscarried. We were in Fresno at the time visiting family. And this was just around Easter time. So I then miscarried, and we have not been able to get pregnant since. So that was in April. And now we are in October 15th. I've tried the ketogenic diet. I've tried pretty much everything under the sun, tracking my cycles. And now I just keep having irregular periods. Ever since I miscarried, I've had just the most irregular periods. Never know when it's going to come or if it's going to come. This month I really thought I was pregnant. I was like 3 weeks late for my period, and then it came, of course. Of course it had to come. Of course. I took like 6 pregnancy tests, and they were all negative. I'm just at the point in my journey where I don't know if this is God just telling me, you have a child, you need to watch her grow, you need to not be so caught up in having another child. But it's hard. It's so hard wanting your child to have a sibling. It's so hard when you go to family functions. It's so hard when you go to family functions and family's like, when are you going to pop out another kid? When are you going to have another baby? When are you going to make her a big sister? And it's like, I'm trying. I've been trying so hard. And I know they don't know the struggle. I know that they don't know what we're going through to an extent. But they do know what we've been through. So I just wanted to kind of make this video for all of the moms struggling with infertility, whether you've lost infants, whether, you know, whatever you're going through, that it is going to be okay, and there's a plan. God has a plan for you. Whatever you believe in, this universe, there is a plan. Something will happen for you. And whether that be a child that's not your biological child, whether that be you're an aunt and your niece or nephew looks up to you and says, I love you, like, you're my maternal figure, you're my go-to. That's enough. It really is. We just need to realize that we are given this life and we have a purpose and we have something that we are put on this earth to do. And I truly do believe that. So I'm making this video to hold myself accountable, basically. And I just want to tell myself, there's a plan. There's a plan. You know, you have your daughter. You need to spend this time with her and watch her grow into just this beautiful, loving child that she is. And it's so... The want to be a mother is just so deep in me. Like, that is what I want to do. I stay home with my daughter. I want to be a mother. This is my true calling. I love being a mother. I love my daughter, and I want to give her every possible opportunity to be what she wants to be. I know people say, like, oh, I want my child to be successful. Oh, I want them, to have everything in this world. I just want my daughter to be who she wants to be. And if she's happy with that, then I'm so beyond happy with her. So if any moms out there have like any similar stories or anything that you're dealing with, just know that there's a community out there for you and that there's somebody there willing to talk to you. I am always here. I'm always willing to talk and share my story and help other mothers, or help other women, empower them to figure out what their true meaning is in life. So thanks for kind of coming along and listening to my story that I've been wanting to share for a while now, but just haven't had the strength or the courage to do so. And that's why I'm sitting in my car October 15th, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna share my story on pregnancy loss, and I'm gonna share my story about my daughter's traumatic birth, and I'm going to share my story about how I am a mother and how I love my daughter so much, and I'm so thankful for every day that I get to spend with her, that it's unbelievable. Say hi, Christy. Say hi. Hi. So if you kind of want to follow along and just have like a chat, if you have any suggestions or questions or anything like that, I am here. So thanks for watching. Bye.